Recording in
It's
progress.
all about hips today, so hopefully we're going to feel better for it afterwards. So when you're ready, grab your space, let more people in. Good, so we're going to start whenever you're ready, just twisting it out. Morning, grab a pillow or something if you can, if you've got one near you. If not, no worries, that's for the last part of the workout, the stretching today. So pillows if you've got them, if not, you don't need them. But other than that, we are just warming up. We're just going to twist the spine, just where you get kind of a nice satisfying stretch. Just rotate the hands up and down. We've got another. Good. You should hopefully feel a nice stretch as you twist around. Good. We're going to move on to our arms now, so we're going to do our arm circles up and forward, and then back as well. It's just in your own kind of pace, whatever's comfortable for your shoulders. Just want to kind of wake up that upper chest as well. Good. Nice. Morning, Peter. If you've got a pillow or you've got a cushion or anything to hand, grab that ready for the last bit of the stretch. If you don't, it's not a problem at all, but we're just warming up, so whenever you're ready. Next up, we're going to stick our hands on the lower part of our back. We're just going to squeeze our elbows together, just open up that chest. And here, if you want to, you can just rock your hips back and forward, so hamstrings as you come forward, and a little bit lower back and abdominal muscles as you come forward. So hamstrings as you go back slightly, and each time just keeping those elbows squeezed together. Should hopefully feel quite nice on the back as you come forward, with a nice stretch all over that front part of the body. Good, couple more of these. Perfect. So we're going to move into our squats now. So it's wherever you can get, it's only a warm up. We're going to start up tall on toes. And you're going to squat down to where you find it comfortable. Try and keep your heels on the floor. Have a little pause. And then you're going to come back up to the top again. And then back down. Just find your kind of range at the beginning. And you might be quite tight. That's alright. Just whatever's kind of comfortable, that's what we're aiming for. Just trying to keep those heels on the ground. Good. We're going to go down one last time. We're going to hold this squat now. So get to where you find it comfortable. And here you can kind of rotate out your knees, and this will open up all the inner thighs. You should feel that one quite nicely. If you want to add in a bit of a twist and look over your shoulder, that'll open up your upper body as well. Good. And then when you're ready, you come back up to your feet. And we're going to go through the same kind of thing, but with our hamstrings. So you're going to come up onto your toes, reach up to the sky, and then you're just going to fold in half. Just try and touch the floor, get to where you find it comfortable. Have that little pause, and then come up again. So stretch it all the way out at the top. Fold in half. Get a nice stretch to the back of the legs. And back up again. And same as before, it should be comfortable to begin with. You may find that you are quite tight first thing this morning. Good. And on this last one, as you come down, we're going to hold it like a ragdoll. So you can hold your elbows if you want to, or you can let your arms drop forward. You want to keep the legs nice and straight. Just let gravity take you and stretch out just for a minute. Good. And then when you're ready, back to your feet. And we can begin. So all about the hips today. We've got a couple of working poses. Only 2 of them though, and the rest are just all nice stretches, hopefully. So we're going to start, as per usual, with our sun salutation A. So if you want to grab your space on the mat or the area you are, we shall start. So we're going to start up nice and tall to begin with. And as you inhale in, we're going to go down to fold. Exhale, we're going to look forward. Inhale, we're going to step back into a press up position. And from here, you're going to release yourself down, nice and slowly. So when you reach the floor, you're going to bring your chest up into our cobra. And as you inhale, we're going to go into our downward dog. We're going to shoot those hips up into the air. And here's where you want to get comfortable. You want to try and stretch everything out, because we're going to pause here for some breaths. So try and keep back leg straight, heels on the ground if you can. And just nice big deep breaths. And as you inhale in, we're going to shoot the hips up a little bit further. Try and get the heels down onto the ground. And hold it there. Good. On your next inhale, you can come out of that. So I'm going to go down to the crouch position. You're then going to step forward. Inhale back into a fold. And exhale, finishing standing tall again. Nice, good stuff. Shake it off, have a drink if you need to. And we're going to go into rotation B. So rotation B's are a little bit longer. We're going to hold that downward dog for a little bit longer as well, to really release the hips. Just make sure you're comfortable. And when you're ready, we're going to start in our chair position. So we're going to squeeze the quads, squeeze all the muscles. And if you want to, your hands can go up and above your head. And that's where we're going to start. So as you inhale in, we're going to go down in to our fold. Exhale, look forward. Inhale, step back into your press up position. And then we're going to go down again. So nice and slow. And when you reach the mat, we're lifting our chest up into cobra. And as you exhale, we're going into our downward dog. And here is where our right foot's going to step forward in between our hands. Left foot's going to go out to 45 degrees. And we're going to come up, standing strong, arms above your head. And we want a nice straight line all the way from our ankle, all the way up. So just press through. You may feel it in your glutes here. So a couple of big deep breaths. Good, and on your next breath out, we're going to put our hands back down to the mat. And step our foot back into our press up position. And we're going to go down again. So nice and slowly. When you reach the mat, up into our cobra. And again, down into our downward dog. And this time we're going to step the left foot forward. Right foot's going to 45 degrees. I'm going to stand up nice and strong. Arms up to the sky. And a big couple of breaths here. And as you inhale in, we're going to go back, hands back on the mat again. Step your foot backwards, and then down we go again from our press up position, all the way to the floor. Raise your chest into the cobra, flip your feet over, and we're going into downward dog. So here's where you want to get comfortable, where you really want to try and stretch all the hamstrings, your hips, everything in between. Nice big deep breaths. Try and get your heels onto the floor. As you inhale in, we're going to try and shoot the hips up again. Try and straighten out the legs. And again, nice big deep breaths. And then one more time, breathe in, shoot the hips down, shoot the hips up, sorry, heels down to the ground. Really try and stretch it out. And then we can release this. We're going to come down into a crouch position. We're going to step forward. Inhale into a fold, and as you exhale, we're going to come back up to our finished position in our chair, arms above your head. Nice, and you can relax. So grab a drink, shake it out if you need to. That's the hard part almost over. Oh. Nice, good stuff, guys. So we're going to go for our stretches now. So hopefully your legs are ready for it. So we've got our stretches for our balances. So we've got two balances this morning. We're going to go for our tree pose to begin with. Then we're going to go for our plane or our bird dog. So for the tree, we're going to have left foot down, rooted into the ground. Right foot could come into your calf, or you can raise it right into your inner thigh if you can manage it. So just find which one's comfortable for you. Hands in front of your chest, and now find a spot that you can zone out in, get your balance, and then just catch your breath. And then when you're ready from here, you're going to slowly raise your arms above your head. Become as tall as you can be. We can slowly raise our hands back down to our chest and release that leg. Nice, some strong balances going on. So we're going to reverse it now. So right foot's going to go down into the ground, left foot's going to come into your calf, or again, if you can manage it, into your inner thigh. Hands in front of your chest, and again, find a spot that doesn't move, zone out and catch your own balance. And then when you're ready, hands are going to go above your head again, nice and tall. Good. And we can slowly bring our hands back down and release that leg. Nice, that was strong. So our next one is our plane variation. So we're going to start with the right knee into your body. So try and catch your balance on that left foot. And then when you're ready, you're going to release the knee, keeping it there. And we're going to hinge at the hips now. So the chest's going to come forward, back leg's going to kick out and go behind us. So we want to try and get a nice straight line all the way from the toe to your back, if you can. So try and squeeze all your glutes. Squeeze all your muscles to keep yourself straight. And your extra challenge, if you want to, try and raise your arms above your head as well. So we're aiming for that straight line all the way from the hands to the feet. And then we can slowly reverse it. So bring your chest back up. Bring that knee up, and you can finish by hugging it. And release. I'm struggling on that one, so I hope you guys have managed to do a little bit better. But you're going to reverse it now. So right foot's going to do most of the work. Left knee's going to come in. We're going to hug the knee. And then when you're ready, release your hands. Keep your knee up in front of you. And from here, this is where we're going to hinge. Kick that leg all the way back so you've got a nice straight line. You need to bend your right knee, you can, to catch that balance. Just try and squeeze all the glutes, try and keep that leg up. If you want that extra challenge, your hands can go above your head, as straight as you can get. And then we're going to reverse it. So back up to standing, bring that knee up, finish with a little hug, and release. Nice, that's our balance is done and out of the way. Now we've got two more kind of working stretches, which are triangle and our reverse triangle. So we'll get them done, then we get into the nice part of the stretching. So to start, we're going to go for our triangle pose. We're going to go slightly wide stance, a bit wider than your shoulders. We want our right foot to turn out and face the wall. Our left foot's going to come in 45 degrees. The hips are going to face forward still. And we're going to bring our arms out to the side. And then when you're ready, the right arms are going to turn and tip till you meet that right shin. And from here, it's up to you to find what kind of stretch works for you. So if you're up by your knee, that's absolutely okay. If you want a bit more of a challenge, you can try and rotate down as much as you can. We want the legs nice and straight, nice and strong. And from here, you're going to twist and try and look at those left fingers. Try and look straight past them. And as you inhale in, you're going to twist that a little bit more. Really try and look over that shoulder. Keep the legs nice and strong. And then you can release from there, nice and slowly. Gently work your way back up. Nice, good stuff. We're going to reverse it now. So that left foot's going to point towards the wall. Right foot is going to come in 45 degrees. Hips nice and straight. Arms out wide. Now it's the left hand we're going to tip towards now. Leave those legs nice and strong. From here, find your stretch. Find what's comfortable for you. And we're going to twist and look at the right hand now. As you inhale in, we're going to twist a little bit more. Try and look over that right hand shoulder. Keeping all your legs nice and strong. And when you're ready, you can gently release and come back up to standing. Nice, good stuff. So we're on to our final one, which is our reverse triangle now. So we're going to go right foot pointing towards the wall again. Left foot's going to come in at your 45 degrees. Legs nice and strong here. But we're going to twist the hips, point towards that right hand. Arms are going to come out to your side. And it's the back of your left hand. We're going to twist over now. And try and get the back of your left hand out the back of your right calf. And here's where we're going to twist. So find the stretch that's alright for you. If your hand's up by your knee, that's fine. If you can get lower, get where you find it comfortable, but working. And we want to look towards your right hand up into the sky. And as you inhale in, we're going to twist even further. Really try and stretch the spine. Keep your feet rooted onto the floor. And when you're ready, you can ease out of that and come back up to our middle position. And then we're going to reverse it. So left foot's going to go towards the wall. Right foot's going to come at 45 degrees. Hips are going to flip towards that left foot. Hands are going to come up by your side. Now it's the back of your right palm, shuffle over. It's going to twist across your body and find that left shin. And from here again, find that stretch. We want to keep the legs nice and straight. And we want to twist and look at our left hand. As you inhale in, we're going to twist a little bit further. Really try and reach round and have a look. And then as you're ready, gently release and come back up to standing. Nice, good stuff guys, shake it out. That's the hard part done. So hopefully the hips are starting to feel a little bit released, a little bit worked. We're going to move into our stretches. So our first one we're going to do is a nice wide legged ragdoll. So go as wide with your feet as you're comfortable. And then when you're ready, you can either grab your elbows or you can let your hands come down onto the floor. We're just going to bend at the hips. Just let gravity take you down to begin with. Find a nice stretch. Legs nice and straight. We really want to feel this through the hamstrings. Again, find where it's comfortable for you. Just sit here and have a few breaths. Good. As you inhale in this time, we're going to walk our hands, or just your body wherever you are, over to that left foot. So we want to go down to our left side. So you may be up at your knee, or you may be right on the floor over by your foot. You want to shift the weight and shift the stretch all into that left hamstring. Again, a couple of breaths. And as you inhale in this time, we're going to walk our hands back to the middle, and then we're going to go straight over to that right hand side. So you're going to aim this time for your right shin, your right foot, your right hand side, wherever you can manage. You want to shift that stretch all the way over to that right hamstring. Really feel it through there. As you inhale in this time, we're going to go back to the middle. So you want equal pressure through both legs. And from here, you're going to try and get a little bit deeper. So whether you need to straighten your legs and shoot your hips up, or you may want to walk your hands back in towards your body. Whatever you need to do is just deepen that stretch a little bit. If you need to shoot through your heels, shoot your hips up. You really want a nice big stretch of the hamstrings. Good. And when you're ready, gently come back up to standing, nice and slowly. Just rotate your body out. Nice, good stuff. So we're going to go down to the floor next. It's something called a world's greatest stretch. So we're going to start on our right hand side. So how we're going to begin is left knee backwards. Right knee is going to kind of come to 90 degrees. From here, you can put both hands either inside, outside, whatever's comfortable, because what we want to do is we want to lift that back foot off the ground. If you can manage it, if you're comfortable on the floor, you can stay on the floor. But we want to try and get into this position if we can, kind of like a sprinter lunge. Then that right hand comes in towards the knee, and we twist out and rotate. So it looks a little bit like that. So from here, you're going to keep doing a couple of reps on these. So you're going to come in, elbow bent, and you're going to twist out and really stretch the glutes, the spine, wherever you feel it. And at your own pace, you can kind of dive in and just keep stretching it out nice and slowly. If you do need to drop that back knee, it makes it slightly easier, so please do so. We'll go for a couple more. Good. 2 more, so we're going to stretch it out. And our last one. Rotate and stretch. Nice. So when you've done those, put your hands back onto the floor, lower that back knee. I'm going to switch it over. So I'm going to go right knee backwards this time. Left knee is going to come up to your 45. Again, if you're comfortable in this position, that's absolutely fine. If you can manage it, put your hands down on the floor, lift onto that back knee. And now it's that left inner arm that's going to come inside your knee and twist out, twist all the chest, all the glutes, the hips working hard on this one. So just nice and gentle, and you can hold the stretch for as long as you need to. We'll go for 2 more, so in your own time. A nice big stretch. And the elbow comes back in. And one last time out. And then you can relax, you can drop that back knee. And from here, we're going to go into our pigeon pose, but I'm going to change over legs again. So we're going to go right hand first. So you're going to bring your right knee out in front of you, and here's where you can kind of play about with what's comfortable with you. So whether you want your foot directly under you or you want it out a little bit more at an angle, it's completely up to you. We want the hips kind of directly above it. Pop your hands onto the floor, and if you're comfortable here, then stay here. If you feel a nice big stretch all through the glutes, through the side of the hips, you're welcome to stay here. If you want a slightly deeper stretch, we're going to go onto our forearms now. So you're just going to drop down a little bit further. Again, if you need to adjust your back leg, just any of your feet, do so as well. Now, if you're comfortable here, you're getting a nice stretch, you're welcome to stay. If you want a little bit further, you're going to aim to try and get your head to the mat. Something I can't actually do anymore, but if you can get that, I'm going to try and just deepen the chest. I'm trying to get the chest as low as you can. That's where you get a nice big stretch. And from here, just nice big deep breaths. Good. And when you're ready, we're going to come back up onto our hands and lift our chest. And we're going to switch over feet. So if you just pop up onto that back leg, you should be able to just shoot through and change over. So on this left leg now, again, you might want to adjust, you might want to pull your foot out or put it a little bit further underneath you. Bring your hips kind of nicely directly above. And again, if you're comfortable here, if this is enough for you, then stay here. If you want a little bit further, we're going to drop down to the forearms, bring that chest even closer to your thigh. And again, if this is where you're comfortable, you can stay here. But lastly, if you do want to try and get your head to the floor, try and drop that chest even further, then you can go for it now. And then when you're ready, put your hands back and you can release out of this. So both knees in front of you and relax. Our next pose or our next stretch is going to require you to be sat down with your kind of legs out next to you. So take your time, you might be releasing still. Our next one, we want our knees as possible and our legs to be at a 90-degree angle. So we're sitting up straight, we've got our front leg as a 90 and our back leg as a 90. Or thereabouts, whatever's kind of comfortable for you. From here, we're going to kind of rotate our spine and our hips now. So we're going to stay stood up, sat down. It's going to be our right arm. So if you've got your left leg out in front of you, it's your right elbow. If you've got your right leg out in front of you, it's your left elbow. Our right elbow is going to come across and want to try and get outside our left knee. So we want that kind of angle as a stretch. From here, you're going to hold that for a few seconds. And then you're going to rotate out. So you're going to come back up and kind of twist the other way. And then same again, when you're ready, you can twist back in and just try and get a deeper stretch every time. This one you should feel all through that upper spine. It should feel quite nice. But it should also work those hips. So as slow as you need to go. Duck that elbow across the knee. And then rotate up. I'm going to go for 2 more on this side. So drop the elbow, twist out, and then last one, drop the elbow, and you can twist again. Then when you're ready, we're going to change it over. So I've got right leg's going to be my forward one next, and the left leg's going to go back. Same again, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Now you might be a bit like me, and I'm a little bit more tighter on this side, so it might feel different. So just get to where you can go, where you can kind of keep your torso up straight. Now it's going to be left elbow, right knee. I'm going to twist across, try and get that elbow outside the knee if you can, and then rotate outwards. So same again, at your own pace, your own time. Get a nice stretch all the way through that spine. Good, we're going to go for 2 more. So you're going to dive your elbow down, get your nice stretch. Twist out, and then one last one, in, big deep stretch, and out again. And then when you're ready, you can finish there. You can bring your legs out in front of you this time, so nice and slowly, and hopefully the upper back is feeling it as well, but we're working the hips, keeping our body up straight. So next up, we're going to do another slight twist to our back. So we're going to go, left leg's going to stay down on the ground. Your right leg's going to come up and bend. And if you can manage it, you want the right leg to go over the left leg. Kind of so you have your right foot by your left knee. So that's kind of what we want to look like. We're going to get our left arm is going to twist and hug that right knee. We're going to let our body twist out. Kind of use our knee to go against it. From here you should feel it down the glute, but also down the spine as well. And if you want a deeper stretch, you're going to get the outside of your left elbow against the outside of that right knee, and you're going to use it to press and twist and really kind of make your chest look in the opposite direction to your hips. So find where it's comfortable. And nice big deep breaths. As you inhale in, you're going to twist that a little bit more. Really try and reach round. Really try and push and use that knee as leverage. Good. And then you can gently release. So come back to the middle. And feet both down on the ground. And then when you're ready, we're going to reverse it. So left leg's going to come up. And if you're comfortable here, you can stay here. If you can get your left foot over your right foot, that's where we're going to go. And its right arm is going to hug and twist that left knee. And again, if this is where you're comfortable, just use that leg kind of for leverage, twist yourself around. You should feel this through the glute if you can manage to get that stretch. But if you want that slightly more intense stretch, then it's the outside the elbow is going to go against the outside of the knee. And you're going to really use it to push away, stretch your upper body, stretch your glute. And as you inhale in, you're going to twist a bit more. You're going to push it on that leg, really try and twist out. And then when you're ready, you can gently release and come back down to sitting. So our back's getting a bit of a nice stretch as well. Next up, we're going to go for the inner thighs, we're going to go for the groin. So you're going to bring your left knee up to bent, and you're going to bring your right knee, if you can cross it over. You might have to play with that left knee. If you need to go further down, you can. But you just want a little bit of leverage on your knee, so you've got a bit of an angle here. And from here, you should probably feel this in your glute already. If you want to sit against the wall, that also really helps, or sit against the sofa, that's great. But you want to have our foot in our hand, and our right hand on our right knee. This is where we're going to kind of push against the leg. Just really feel it on the outside of the hip. You might feel it in the groin as well, or you might not. But from here, you just want to push down. And again, you can play with that left foot leg. If you need to go all the way down, you can. You want to bring it up and really kind of get more of a stretch. Just find what's comfortable for you. And then when you're ready, you can gently release. So lower that leg. And you can switch sides. So the right knee is going to come up to wherever you want to. Left foot's going to come over and balance. So you might want to start low and then come up. You can hold your foot, but it's the left hand on the left knee that's going to do the pressure down to get the stretch. So no matter if you're down or if you're up, the more pressure you put down, the more the stretch you're going to feel on that kind of outside of the hip and all that groin area. And then you can relax out of that one, release your legs. And next up, we're going to go for the groin. So if you do want to sit against something, whether it's a wall, whether it's a sofa, this will help keep your body upright, but also help a little bit with the stretch. What we're going to do is we're going to bring our feet together now. So wherever you find this one comfortable, because this is a little bit more, probably a bit of a painful stretch, and it's easy to kind of overdo. So find where it's comfortable and not too straining. So if you're out here, that's fine. If you can manage to get your feet all the way in, that's great as well. And you're just going to let your legs hang. So you want your knees to kind of go down with gravity. And the more you can bring your feet in, the more you can drop your knees down, the greater the stretch will be. So from here, you can grab onto your ankles and keep that chest up high. Or if you can get a little bit deeper and you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can place your elbows on the knees and just gently apply a little bit of pressure down. And again, this is what's comfortable for you. Just catch a couple of big deep breaths. Nice, good stuff. And you can gently release. So our last one we're going to go for is lying down. So if you have got your pillow, your cushion, or anything that you can raise your hips with, then you can grab it now. I'm going to fold mine in half for a little bit more leverage. If you haven't got anything, that's absolutely fine. It's a bit more of a relaxation one, so we're just going to lie there. So what we want to do is, so pillow to the side of you. You're going to keep your knees up in the air. And you're going to lift your hips into a glute bridge. Slide that pillow underneath your hips, underneath your glutes, and then just relax. So we're going to keep the knees up first. So if you haven't got a pillow, you can start with me as well. And from here, you can let your legs go. So one at a time, just drop your legs until you get a nice kind of stretch. We want a little bit of a curve in the spine and the hips. If you are flat on the floor, just take the time to just relax. Big deep breaths. And our last move, if you want to, is to raise those arms above your head. Just kind of elongate your body. The hips just slightly lifted up. And just relax. Good. And then when you're ready, I'm going to bring our feet back. I'm going to go back into our glute bridge, lift our hips, and get rid of that pillow. Raise your hips back down. And then whenever you're ready, come back up to sitting. Nice and easy. But that is us done for the morning. Now, if you do get a chance to do the one with the pillow again, work your way up, stack as many pillows as you can, and you get a real nice release of kind of the lower back and all the hips as well. And that's quite a nice one to just lay there when you've got the TV on or something like that. But other than that, you guys are free